just got back from Pennsylvania yesterday, and we have to get this thing going. I kind of don't want to do it, but we gotta. It's fun being inside the ring, but building these things is getting a little bit stressful. So what we have to do today is we have to weld these struts in, the steel in behind the struts, put struts in, put axles in, and then we're going to switch to the interior, maybe a shifter, maybe wiring for the computer. We can start taking some of the parts out of the car that we took to Pennsylvania to the Bent Metal Motorsports and put inside of this. So let's get going. Ooh, that was a little warm. So we got the struts and the axles in there, but because of how bent this car is, we can't put the factory size bolts in the top, so we always put smaller ones in the top just to get stuff to fit. We got the steel behind the struts, but the frame is so bent that it's not even funny. Yeah, we got it as straightened out as we could. We adjusted the tie rods as much as we could to try to get this thing half decently straight. We got both struts in it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some tires. I'm going to put some tires on it. And if you guys just seen what was around the corner, I think we're going to use our new agricultural V-treads. I'm just going to refer to these as V-treads from now on. So if you guys got any problems with that, take it up with the wagon. So let's get these V-treads on here and go. Now here's the serious question. How do you guys mount these? And I don't mean on the rim. Do you mount them how they should be with the V-treads facing forwards? Or do I put this one on the other side and have the V-treads facing backwards? Leave a comment down below on how you guys want me to mount these tires. Which way you think would be better. But we're going to get this thing on the tires and we're going to start working on some other stuff. So we've got a little bit more done to this today. We've been out here working. It's just about time to go get ready for work. It's about 12:30. So, it's noon, but I leave here for 2 o'clock for work. After this busy day in PA, it's a busy weekend in Pennsylvania down at Bent Metal, I kind of got a little bit of motivation back, guys. So today, we put struts, we put axles, we put tires, we got a shifter in it. Oh, like here, I'm finding all these tools inside this engine bay that I've been missing. Need to find all my 12 mils. We got the factory shifter bracket taken off. We got the, I think this is a mixture between Jeffy's and gray area shifter put on. We got a header put on. We got the AC taken off. We got the inlet to the radiator turned 180, I guess it is. That way it faces inwards. We got the AC delete belt on. We got the top motor mount. I am missing the little copper washer that goes between here. So I can't put the power steering lines on yet. Yes, guys, I run power steering. You can make fun of me as much as you want. I run power steering. We got the gray area shifter mounted to the floor. We have our battery box. We cut those shorter so we can put a deep socket on. So tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going to put a new computer into this, put a new battery into this, hook up all these battery cables that are down here. Get all these pulled up. Now this here is done a little differently than what I usually like to do, so what we're going to do is we're going to run both of these to the positive and then just ground the negative, ground the motor to the chassis like I do like to do. Then we can put a fuel tank in it and then we can start taking a look at the fuel line system in this because it does look pretty old, but it might be good stuff, so we might leave it. Now this was an old body, so it did have a return line, and we're going to put a new body motor in it, which we did, so we're going to get rid of the return line. So some things that we're going to do to that. So yeah, lots to still do on this, and we're definitely putting along. The frame rails are dinked in this car, guys. This is one of those cars that I don't really know why I'm doing this, because yeah, that frame rail looks pretty dinked. But you know, hopefully 2 more days and this car will pretty much be ready. Tomorrow, hopefully computer, battery, fuel tank, we can get this thing started. I'm going to make it all into one video though, so I'll just kick that over. But we'll see you guys back here tomorrow, same video. Well, today's the day that we have to get this thing running. So what do we have to do? We have to hook up the battery cables, hook up these fuel lines. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them yet. We have to get a fuel tank in it, battery in it, computer, harness. Now this is a 2001. I don't even know if I have any of these harnesses sitting around. I probably don't. So let's start with the fuel tank. This is the fuel tank that I lent a buddy years ago, and I just got it back, so I'm not really sure what's in it. It might not even be fuel. It's probably sat out in the field for a couple of years. So, it's sort of fuel. She's pretty piss yellow. Try to get all the chunks of shit out of there. Now this fuel here will go in my parts washer. There's the water right at the bottom. So it didn't have that much water in it, which means it shouldn't be too rusty. But this car here is not going to be one of my more prouder cars. This is going to be like a get it the F done, get inside the ring kind of car. Because I'm already not liking this. I'm already not liking this at all. Okay, so we ran into some problems. Let me explain to you what we've done. We got the power steering line hooked up. We got a new battery in it. We got fuel lines ran. We got a fire extinguisher. We got the positive and negative situation figured out a little bit better. But here's some of my issues. So this right here is for the fuel pump. Okay, never mind, the fuel pump is turning on. I couldn't hear that earlier. So fuel pump is a good thing. So fuel pump is working. I thought the fuel pump wasn't working there for a second. Second issue is, I don't know if I'm going to run this thing pro or stock. I haven't really determined that yet. If it's stock, I just have to cut a couple things out. Next problem. This is a 2000 to 2001 motor. I don't usually run these motors, but I am, and I don't have plugs for it. I do have plugs for 97 to 99, but I haven't ran one of these motors in a long time, and I don't even have any of these cars here that I could cut them out of. Maybe a V6 one I could cut them out of, I don't know, but I don't even have these plugs here, and I thought I had one, and I looked all over and I couldn't find it. But what I can do is I can take this entire harness off of that motor, and I can put this harness on, which is a 97 to 99. You can do that. You can take the entire engine harness off one of those and put one of these ones on, and it will run just fine. So I might do that. But there's another issue that I've discovered with this car, and it has to do with all the way back here. There's some funky stuff in this frame. So I think I gotta cut this bumper off and torch some stuff out of it. Not overly happy about having to do that, but I gotta do it. Oh, maybe. Maybe I'll leave it. I don't want to, but maybe. So there's the 2000-2001 harness. I'm going to label it so I know, but good way to tell is that the plugs are 3 plugs wide, and there's 2 of them. So your 2000 and 2001 are 3 plugs wide. Your 97 to 99 is 2 plugs wide. There's 2 of them as well. You can see them all put together. So what we got to do is take it off this intake. It's just some negatives back here that I have to undo. Right over there. And then we're going to jam it inside of here. It didn't come out super nice, but it came out. I do like taking the intake off, that way I can get at the rest of them. So we'll throw that in. We'll throw the right computer into it. We'll go steal a harness out of another car, and we'll see if this thing actually runs. If it actually runs, then that's pretty good for today, I think. Well, it's been a couple days, but one video. Oh, don't stare at the light there, boys and girls. Okay, so the battery I chose is no good. It's got like 5 cold cranking amps, but it's still reading 12 volts, so unfortunately it's garbage. So I don't have any fuel in the fuel cell yet. I just have the computer all kind of weirdly hot wire, and I just have to connect it down here with this wire. And then what my plan is just to jump the starter right there and then find some, oh there it is, quick start, and try to start this thing up. So this will be the first start in this car. I don't think it's in park, so maybe let's put her in park and then we will try to start it up. So we'll be right back. Okay, so let's hook up the computer. Okay, that's just this wire right here. I can hear that battery boiling, so it ain't doing very good in there. Okay, let's try to just get her started here. Bump the starter. Okay, so timing sounds good. Let's give her some Bill Cosby. First time it's fired in a year or two, we're giving her straight to ether. Actually, since last year. It's good enough for me to try to put fuel into it now. I'm happy about that. So now it's fuel. So I bought this battery booster at an auction. I don't think that battery's good. I'm gonna turn this off because I can physically hear that battery boiling in there. Okay, so we got fuel in it. This janky wiring I got going in here. Okay, we got fuel pump on. We got computer on. It's in park. The only thing we don't have is the battery booster. I think we need that. Oh God, oh God, oh God. That's a fuel leak, boys and girls. That's a hefty fuel leak. We got the fuel leak fixed, we got the battery booster hooked back up. I have the fuel pump off just because at 18 volts it's a little hard on it. Now, because there is no return line on this, you gotta put the fuel to it. Okay, let's try this again. I can still smell that quick start. Okay, so it runs, but there's just a couple of things. We got some massive vacuum leaks. I think we still got some massive fuel leaks as well, to be honest. So by putting that on there should fix that. There's a little bit of a fuel leak back there still. Okay, let's try starting it again. Okay, so let me turn this off so I don't have a battery explode. There's some issues going on. This is my first time running this motor because I actually bought it after it's been through a derby and it looks like there's no head gaskets. Yeah, it smells like head gaskets are gone. Screw it, I'm just gonna fill it and go. Next issue. I took off a lot of vacuum lines. We're gonna have to fix all the vacuum leaks that I destroyed on this. We're going to attach a couple more grounds, and, well, she runs. So that's a great step in the right way right there, boys and girls. I'm going to do a little bit of work to this with vacuum lines and little things, and then I'll be right back up and see if we can do another starting. I might clean up some of the some of the wiring issues, but we'll see. Okay, so pretty sure I got all the vacuum leaks fixed now. So let's try this again. So there's still a little bit more we have to do to the interior of this, but I think that's going to be the end of this video. I want to clean up some of the wiring and tuck it up so it's not so floppy around inside the car. I need to get a throttle bracket hooked up and some other stuff. But I think in the next videos, we're going to pay a little bit more attention to the front of the car, because as it sits right now, I can run pro with it, which is like $8,000 to win. Or I think it's $8,000 class total, or I can drop down to stock and run stock, and that's $1,000 to win, $2,000 total. So I just don't know if I want to do the pro yet, you know what I mean? We'll have to see. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you back here later on Zach's Workshop.